this is Russell. Welcome to mission number 5. Should you choose to accept it, we are going to be working today on your OTO page. What is an OTO page, Russell? OTO stands for one-time offer, also known as an upsell page, okay? For some reason in our community, we start calling OTO pages, and it's just kind of stuck. So I call it OTO page, but it's synonymous with an upsell page in case you're like, what's OTO? One-time offer. So somebody just bought your thing. You got them pumped. You told your story. You made an offer. They're like, this is the greatest thing in the world. They bought it. And now you're like, all right, thanks so much for buying. I got a special offer for you. Because you bought that, this is the special offer I have for you. This is the one-time offer that's happening right here, right now on this page, okay? If you want to succeed with this, make a legitimate one-time offer. Don't offer something they can buy at 500 other places for the exact same price. Make a special offer and you'll do good with this, okay? All right, so OTO page. These pages are simple. These videos are simple. The cool thing about OTO is traditionally you're selling something more expensive than the first thing, but the hardest sell is to get somebody to put in their credit card initially, right? Okay, so that's why usually my first sale is lower ticket. I make an amazing offer because they have to go and like find their wallet, pull out their credit card, fill in the blanks, and click the button. Like that's the hardest thing to get somebody to do is to get them, to get their butt off their seat to go find their credit card and put it in. Now the cool thing about funnels and ClickFunnels is getting simpler and simpler. Now with Apple Pay and Android Pay, people can like push a button on their laptop and it'll like ding their card, and that's like where the future of things are going. Hopefully in a year from now, no one's got to use credit cards ever again, which is my dream. So I appreciate that that's where we're all going because it's going to make our jobs easier. But for today, in the world that I'm in as I'm recording this, is that for most people, they still have to find their credit card and fill out the form, and it's the hardest thing. So I make the most amazing offer on the very front end. It's so good they have to say no because that gets them to go do the thing. And then this page is more expensive. All I have to do is get them to say a second yes. They're already committed to buying the first thing. The upsell page is just about them saying, hey, you already bought this. It means you're bought in. How would you like to also do this? And they're like, that makes sense. And they click yes, and they don't have to get their credit card again. They just click a button, and it builds their credit card instantly, okay? It's called a one-click upsell. It's like the greatest advancement in funnel building in the last decade, okay? I remember when people started doing upsells, it was amazing, but we had to like fill in the credit card every single time. It was super annoying. And someone made a hack where like it stored the credit card and billed it when they clicked on it, and then that became the future. And it's ClickFunnels is like pioneered that. Now it's like everyone's doing it, but it's magic. Like I can't even tell you guys how valuable it is. So you're welcome. Just kidding. All right. Okay, so OTO page. Guess what we gotta have? The first thing we have. First thing we have is, you're never gonna guess. There's a hook. We need to have a hook, okay? Now, the hook over here is gonna be the headline, right? And typically, the biggest thing I want you guys to understand on OTO page, okay, there's what we call buying loops, okay? And so what happens is that somebody goes and they buy something, right? And then if you close the loop, it's hard to get them to buy the next thing, right? So my upsell, I want to keep the loop open. This is the whole strategy behind it. So you notice on my upsell page, it's never like, thank you so much for your order. You're going to love it. It's going to be amazing. Instead what happens is I go to the next page and it's like, wait, before you leave, your order's not yet completed. I need to ask you a couple more questions. And so the buying loop's still open, right? They're still like, oh, the order, for whatever reason, the purchasing loop is still open in their mind. And if you keep it open, they're way more likely to buy. If you close the loop, guess what happens? Your conversion rate will dramatically tank. Okay, so it's all about keeping the loop open. Okay, so typically, on the hook right here, the goal of this hook is to keep the loop open. Okay, so I always have like a wait or whatever, and like people always rip off my image. I'm always looking for stop signs or like red exclamation points or something for them to be like, whoa, wait. My order's not done, right? I'm trying to keep the loop open. So usually my hook here is like, wait, stop. And then I usually have something like how would you like, blah, 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 right? So there's like some kind of like hook there, okay? Then traditionally I'm gonna have either a video if I'm a video person, or a sales letter if I'm a sales letter person, or a blend of both, where I'm gonna now tell the story, okay? Now, one thing about this is this story is usually shorter. Even if I'm selling like a $100 or $200 product, this is like a 2 to 3 minute video. I'm not going deep back into the whole backstory, all this stuff. I did that initially, right? I just got them to say, yes, Russell, I'm interested in becoming an expert. I don't have to resell them on that. I'm just gonna say, hey, look, when I became an expert, the biggest thing I found is like, becoming an expert is one thing, but then like getting people to show up is the hard part, right? And so how would you like me to show you a quick way to get people to show up? Like I'm just telling them the next thing and it's a simple thing, right? So the upsell videos are typically way shorter. Like I would say 2 to 5 minutes max. Okay, don't go overboard because you don't need it. It's just pushing them over to say the second yes. Second yes, even though it's more expensive, it's way easier than the first yes. Okay, we guys understand that. Like that's the magic of these upsell pages. Okay, so I'm gonna have that now. One thing I found, an e-commerce product. Okay, there's like the rule like I before E, except after C, and whatever's like always like the one rule that breaks it, right? So traditionally, when you're doing an upsell, the cardinal sin is you never want to sell more of the same thing unless you're in e-commerce, okay? So if you're in e-commerce and you just sold something on the first page, the best upsell possible is on the next page, like, hey, do you want some more of it? And they're like, yes, okay? But that only works in e-commerce. In any kind of information products, it's the worst. It's like the cardinal sin. Don't sell more of the same thing unless you're in e-commerce. I before E, except after C, or when sounding like A is a neighbor away, whatever that thing is, right? So e-commerce, the upsell should be more of the same thing. So when we did the FiberFix funnels, like, here's some FiberFix. Upsell's like, hey, do you want some more? Yes. And 30% of people bought more of the exact same thing. We gave them a little bit of discount, gave them a big bundle, and more people bought, okay? So e-commerce, more of the same thing. In every other market, do not do that, okay? Every other market, you sell them the next thing, okay? You gotta think about the customer journey this person is on, okay? They are in this journey, right? When they met you, and they're moving through this process, okay? And I had to learn this the hard way. So, in fact, I learned this the first time I was selling, it was the .com Secrets Labs book. It was a book on how to do split testing, right? So people bought the book. So in my head, I'm like, okay, they bought the book, means they're interested in split testing. So my next upsell was like, wait, you bought the book. How'd you like my entire training course on split testing? But guess what happened? The conversions were horrible. I'm like, why is it horrible? It's more of the same thing. I know they want split testing. Why are they not buying more split testing? And the reason why is because in the person's customer journey, as soon as they buy something, that itch has been scratched. Okay, so when if you buy a book on weight loss, right? As soon as you buy the second you buy the book on weight loss, even though you haven't lost any weight, you bought that thing. So in your mind, you're like, cool, I've taken care of that. I've lost weight. And my episode's like, hey, so you want me to teach you how to lose weight? You're like, I already lost weight. I just bought that. The itch has been scratched. Like, I'm not in pain anymore. I just bought that thing. I'm out of pain. I'm good. Okay, and so if you sell more of the same thing, that's what the problem is. They're like, oh, I already bought this. My itch has already been scratched. I'm no longer in the customer journey. Okay, we assume that people are still in pain until they've solved the problem, but it's not true. They are in pain until they bought in the thing that they think is going to solve the problem. Now they're out of pain. Okay, that's the big aha I need you guys to understand. So the upsell has to be the next thing in the customer journey. Okay, so I split tested 1,000 different things. What I found was with the split testing book is after somebody buys conversion, they got split test. What's the next logical thing they need? The next thing they need now is more traffic. So I was like, cool, you got the split testing book, but the biggest problem is that a lot of people set up split tests, but they have no traffic coming to their funnel, so the split tests don't even matter. Okay, and so now you've solved conversion, now you need more traffic. How would you like for me to help you get more traffic? Boom, that thing starts selling like crazy. Okay, if you look at any of my things, like I look at when someone bought the .com Secrets book, now I understand funnel structure. What's the next logical thing that they need? If I'm selling weight loss, right? I'm gonna help you get six-pack abs. So they just got six-pack abs. The next thing they need, cool, now you got six-pack abs. The next thing you need is maybe you need supplements, right? Or maybe what's the next thing they need in their customer journey? When that becomes the upsell, that's when your upsell rates dramatically shoot up. Okay, so come back to your offer board we did back here with all your different offers, right? So it's like, okay, now that somebody bought, they opted in, they got my free thing, right? That issue's been scratched. Now the next thing they bought next. Now I'm in the upsell phase of the thing. What's the next thing that they need to be able to help them in their customer journey? Okay, and again, I want you to remember this and remember in your mind that the second they bought the product, as soon as they opted in their mind that problem has been solved, even if they haven't consumed it. Okay. The second they bought the book on the thing or the product or the course, the second they have that itch has been scratched and they no longer need it. And so you got to think what's the next thing in their customer journey. That makes the best upsells. Okay, and if you see if you ever look at my funnels, I have 2 upsells. It's like now I'm looking and say, opt in. This is the first step in the customer journey. This product they're buying is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth. And there's my funnel. Okay, now when that's done, every time you sell something, it creates a new problem in someone's life, right? Like if I sell you the .com Secrets book, you're like, cool, now I know how to scale my company. I need a funnel. Oh, well, ClickFunnels is a software you need that gives you a funnel. Cool, I got the funnel. Now you build the funnel out. Okay, you got the whole process. Now I'm stuck in. What's the next thing you need? Oh, the next thing you need is you need the copy for the funnels. That's right, this book. Okay. Oh, cool. Now you got the copy for the cool. Now I got the copy for the funnels. I got the stories. I got the funnel structure. What's the next thing I need? I need traffic. Okay, so every time you're solving your customer's problem, it creates a whole new problem for them. And so your upsell sequences become, how else do I solve these customers' problems? Okay, if you look at my entire business and your entire business as you grow, this is all about you trying to figure out how to solve your customers' needs. Okay, you help them lose weight. What's the next problems they have? As you're moving from one funnel to the next funnel to the next funnel, all you're doing is just figuring out how to solve the next problems that you've created for them. Okay, so as you help them on one thing, it causes new problems over here. Okay, and that's just how life is. So you're looking at this customer journey, and that's what your upsell sequence is. People always come to me and they're like, well, Russell, what's the price point of the first upsell? What should it be? And what's the price point of the second upsell? Like, should I go this? And they always ask me pricing questions. I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with pricing question. It has to do 100% with customer journey. What's the next logical thing they need in their customer journey? That becomes the upsell offer. That becomes the next upsell offer. And that becomes the next funnel and all those kind of things is the next logical thing inside of their sequence, okay? All right, so again, we have the hook right here that keeps it open. We have the story explaining the next thing. And then at the end of it, we make them a special offer. Same thing. Keep plugging the offer, and then underneath the offer, then we have, put it in green, the one-click upsell button where they say, yes, give them that thing, it builds their credit card, takes the next page, okay? And that's it, you guys. Number 3 is offer. Okay, it's very similar to the one you did yesterday, but even simpler. Simple headline, shorter video, offer, one-click upsell, boom. And then if you want, and you're ambitious, you can make another upsell. We're not going to talk about it during this one funnel away challenge, but I'm typically comfortable selling something and having 2 upsells. Back in the day, they used to create this thing where they used to call it upsell hell, where people would go through and have like 50 different upsells. The fastest way to offend your customers and get them to never buy from you again is to put them through a process like that. I found that having a sales letter with an order form bump and 2 upsells, so far, with that length of a funnel, I don't get people who are upset and angry. When I move to 3 upsells or beyond, that's when my customer satisfaction starts dropping dramatically, and it becomes harder to build up the lifetime value of that customer. So I would say, do 1 upsell right now. If you want to have 2, if you're like, oh, this is the next step in the sequence, you can pull out and do 2, or just know that, hey, the next funnel I'm going to do to all these customers coming through, I'm going to grab these pieces over here, and that's going to be the next thing I sell them in a week from now, or a month from now, or a year from now, okay? And that's kind of the strategy behind OTO pages. So go in there, plug it in. If you need help with the headlines, again, get funnel scripts, go and use that, write some headlines, get your video, telling the story, making the offer, putting the offer, fill in the blanks, edit the template. You should be ready on this page as well. And that's it for today, you guys. And tomorrow we're gonna be focusing on building out the members area, which basically all the things that they've been purchasing on this customer journey, we're gonna plug them in a membership site. I'll talk about how that all works, and then we'll be ready to start moving on to the traffic generation process of this game. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.